Hello everyone. Today I want to share my personal journey through the philosophical thinking school. Uh, the first question it is when the semester started, I thought that the philosophy was just a collection of abstract ideas and complicated arguments that I didn't really understand and find significant in my everyday uh, life. But now that the semester is almost over, I think that philosophy is a powerful tool for understanding ourselves, the world, and even how we should live. Because it teaches us how to ask these deep questions, challenge assumptions, and think critically about everything around us. The topics that caught my attention during this course, the one that caught my attention was myths and logos. It was fascinating to learn how ancient people explained the world through myths and how philosophy introduced logos with some logical reasoning, I could tell, to seek the truth beyond stories. Also, I deeply interested on the ancient philosophy, specifically on how philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle explored ideas about the cosmos, knowledge, reality, and virtue. And the final topic I found very interesting was philosophical anthropology. That was really eye-opening to me because it makes me think about what it really means to be a human. Finally, studying Nietzsche and existentialism really made me question myself about my traditional values and realized that the importance of creating a meaning of my life. My most significant learnings to this course has been to understand that philosophy is not only about finding final answers, but also about learning how to question deeply and explore my ideas with an open mind. I learned that the value of critical thinking is how essential it is to analyze and reflect on other perspectives before forming an opinion. Through topics like epistemology, I gained a better grasp of how we know and what we know. And through metaphysics, I learned to reflect the concepts like reality, existences, and being. I think that another important learning for me it was the idea that ethics is not simply about following rules, but it's more about knowing what is correct for us and not for the others. Like the fourth question that we got is the challenges or areas of opportunity that I got. One of the biggest challenges I get during this course was learning to express my ideas clearly, especially with dealing with some abstract concepts in English. At first, it was difficult to me to move away from the just memorizing philosophers like this make this and Socrates makes this and like that, to also questioning how were their lives and why did they make what they did. And another area of opportunity was improving my patience. Like sometimes philosophical discussions felt slow, but if you take a time to listen to your partners and your teacher, it will be easier for take the class. The 5 point of this homework is what's the object meant. Well, in my opinion, I stated the objectives for the course to break traditional paradigms and put my own knowledge of reality based on critical thinking. At the beginning of the course, I don't want to get so participate on the course, but With the advance, I begin to be more participative, and I like to answer some questions that the teacher make. And sometimes I think that the teacher doesn't agree with my answer, but it was cool to discuss like, oh, I think this, oh no, I think that this is. It was something that I enjoy a lot. And the final question is how you develop critical thinking. Well, I feel I developed critical thinking during this course by learning how to ask better questions instead of immediately thinking to find an answer. Through discussions, the readings, and the writing reflections that we make, I learned to identify assumptions, consider multiple perspectives, and evaluate arguments more carefully. The practice of analyzing texts by philosophers like Message and thinking about complex topics such as ethics, epistemology, and metaphysics pushed me to think more deeply and systematically. Now I approach problems with more analytical, open mind, and reflective attitudes. Well, thank you for listening to my reflections, and I am really grateful for everything I have learned in this semester of philosophical thinking. Bye.